Today, I want to talk about some of the resources that I use when I'm working with couples. First and foremost, no matter what the couple looks like, I always encourage both partners to be involved in some type of individual therapy on their own. Most of the issues that we talk about in couples counseling are going to relate back to an individual issue like attachment or trauma or even past relationship baggage. And so it's really important and helpful for your session if you're already working on some of those issues individually. I know sometimes that's a challenge for people and with schedules and money and insurance and all the things that therapy requires, but you will notice an enhanced value and worth out of your couple session if you're working on some of those things by yourself. The other thing is that couples come in and they generally have a big idea about what's causing all the problems in their relationship. And I always will refer that couple back to the way that they communicate. A lot of times they're talking about sexual intimacy issues or money issues. And if you have a direct communicator and an indirect communicator, you're not going to be able to talk about things like sex at all. If you have any unhealthy communication styles that have been sort of ingrained in your relationship, like yelling, violence, name calling, even passive aggressive behavior in person over text, you're not going to be able to delve into the issues that you really need to in your relationship. And so I always start with that critical piece of communication first. The other thing that I like to give my couples is a free resource from the Gottman Institute, the relationship blog. It's available on the internet, completely free, and it covers a wide range of topics that you might have to address in your relationship. Doctors Julie and John Gottman have spent years developing science based tools to help couples overcome some of the challenges that they're going to experience in their relationship. There's also tabs available for parenting advice, and then also if you're a single looking to improve your relationships with yourself or others as well. So that's a super helpful free resource. The books that I typically recommend if I'm working with a couple are these three books. The first one is I Don't Want to Talk About It, Overcoming the Secret Legacy of Male Depression by Terrence Real. This is a great book, and I know that a lot of men struggle with dealing with their emotions, but also communicating their emotions. So this is one of the foundational books that I recommend if I'm working with a couple, because that communication piece from the male side can also be really difficult and challenging. I typically recommend the book Come As You Are to my female clients that are involved in couples counseling, but I have to tell you, this book is very, very helpful for both partners, and I think it should be read by both partners. It's a book that really gets into the deets on sexual intimacy, and I really think it's a great way to explore what you need in your relationship and what's missing. And finally, my favorite is an old book that someone recommended to me a long time ago, and it's called Love is Letting Go of Fear by Gerald Jampolsky. This is a great book for learning how not just to love another person, but also how to love yourself. If you don't love yourself, it's going to be really challenging to love someone else. And he really helps you work through some tools and some techniques to be able to learn how to let go of fear in your relationships. I hope these resources are helpful for you. They certainly have been helpful for my clients.